If you're watching this video, this is a sign to go lock in your entries because there's only 6 days left to get entered in on winning the WRX build. Quick little sneak peek, show you guys what we got done in this episode. You can't tell me that engine bay did not turn out absolutely perfect. That right there is one good looking Subaru engine bay. If you want to take her home, $3 spent is one entry. Again, there's only a few days left before the website closes down. First link down in the description box below. One of you guys is going to take this thing home very, very shortly. Today we got to go on the first drive in our built motor big turbo Subaru, and I am excited for it. By the end of this video, this engine bay is going to be looking completely different. Behind me is my 07 WRX that I started building a few weeks back to give away to one of you guys. Over the last few weeks, the car got a complete new wrap, new suspension, new wheels and tires, a brand new engine, big turbo, full exhaust. Yesterday, we were able to go ahead and start up the brand new engine for the first time. Today, we're gonna button up a few things in the engine bay and go on the very first drive. As you can see here, I have a slew of goodies to go ahead and install on the car. Before we start tackling any of this, there's a few pieces left that I need to go ahead and install before I move on to mods. Alternators in, radiators back in. One last thing to finish before we move on to mods is getting all of these pieces cleaned up. Those guys need to be blasted and powder coated, and I hope I can restore this with some trim coat. This sits right up top, and if this stays ugly, the whole engine bay is ugly. Let's get these guys fixed first. Nothing, and I mean nothing, beats some good old-fashioned Cerakote trim coat. These three pieces are now finished up, of course, in none other than Prismatic Powder's Blackjack powder coat, the only color appropriate for something like this. All that boring stuff is out of the way. We are finally ready to move on to mods. The first thing I want to take care of is this janky intercooler. The WRX intercoolers are no good. With this build, I had two options. Everyone has two options, top mount or front mount. The majority of the time, I'll go front mount. With this build, I decided to stay top mount, and I'm very, very excited to open up the new intercooler, which is 300% larger than the factory. You guessed it, I had to go with none other than a very beautiful ETS top mount intercooler. Look at the size of this thing versus the factory plastic end tanked unit. That, my friends, is gonna keep our intake air temps as low as humanly possible, allowing a girl to make all the power she wants. With any aftermarket top mount, it's very, very recommended and maybe even required to go with the STI Y pipe. So there is the WRX one. You can see all the plastic right there. That falls apart. Here is what an OEM STI unit looks like. You cannot beat, I repeat, you cannot beat a properly top mounted STI engine bay. Man, that looks good. But wait, we're not done yet. Let's keep her moving. I picked up a ton of Perrin goodies for the build, one of them being this Perrin blow-off valve. It's gonna look really, really nice. The red should go nicely with the rest of the red that will be in the bay here in a minute, and let's hope it sounds good. One problem, this and the recirc hose needs to go on before the top mount intercooler goes on. Intercooler and BOV are all sorted out. Let's move on to the next and the last ETS part that I bought for this build, which is an intake. The entire intake is now sorted out. Next up, we need boost control. This is a Perrin 3-port boost controller. I got her mounted up in the factory location back behind the shield. Now there's 2 ports on there we need to connect. The port labeled NO connects back to the turbo right there. And the port labeled COM is gonna run down to our external wastegate. Boost control is now sorted. Let's top this engine bay off with 2 more goodies that are gonna look absolutely amazing. Remember a few days ago, I said this engine bay is gonna look completely different here in a few days. I want to reference this clip right here when this engine bay is complete once again with the whole new setup. Well, here it is. This thing turned out phenomenal. We are now ready to go on the very first drive with the entire new setup. Now before we go, I need to add in some water. I'm not gonna add coolant yet. I will do that. I'm not gonna add coolant or antifreeze yet. We'll do that later on when I make sure there's no leaks. I always like to start off with a fresh build with just adding water into the radiator to make sure, again, that there's no leaks whatsoever. Same concept as always with a brand new engine build. We need to do some engine braking and get the oil changed ASAP. So of course I'll be staying completely out of boost until the car is fully tuned. But before it's fully tuned, the engine needs to be broken in, at least a few hundred miles. So what I'm gonna do right now is go stack 50 miles on the brand new engine, head back to the shop, change the filter, change the oil, make sure everything looks good inside the filter, do the filter cut, do all that fun stuff, make sure everything else looks good, and then we need to get a few hundred miles on this engine before we get the car tuned. That's the game plan. Let's go stack some miles. Oil change is now done. The filter cut looked amazing. As is with any brand new engine, there's always going to be a little bit of stuff in there, at least from my experience. I don't know about y'all, but that is very clean for a brand new engine. Now that we verified the cooling system has no leaks whatsoever either, I'm going to go ahead and drain the water out of the system and fill it with antifreeze. One last mod to end out the day. I was browsing Marketplace, came across a guy with some STI parts. He happened to have an 04 STI cluster, so of course I had to go buy this thing. The STI clusters look light years better than the WRX cluster, so let's get her swapped out. For reference, here is how the WRX cluster looks. Now to get this thing removed, There's a screw here, that bezel will come out. Then there'll be 3 screws holding the cluster into the dash. Pull those 3 out, disconnect the wiring, cluster comes out. Oh man, definitely caught off guard. I thought this was a plug and play swap. Going from the WRX cluster to an STI cluster, it is not. It is not a direct plug and play swap. The passenger side connector and the center connector plug right in. This connector does not. Now, thankfully, I did find a write-up online on how to get this installed with ease. Always something, man, always something. So here's a full write-up on how to swap out the WRX cluster for the STI. Very, very simple. You shave down one of the connectors on the car, swap a few pins around, and you're done. Should be about 5 to 10 minutes to do all this work here. If you're gonna do the swap, I'll try and link this down in the description box below so you can take a look for yourself. Again, very easy to do. After some light mods, the cluster is in, everything is working as it should. This is a huge upgrade. Check that thing out, man. That is so much better than the WRX cluster. Just a little note, if you put in an STI cluster and you cut that wire C9 for the buzzing sound and it's still buzzing, all you have to do is pull out the buzzing speaker off the back of the cluster. Very, very easy to do. That's the only solution I could find online for the buzzing sound that doesn't disappear when you cut wire C9. Pull this. That is the speaker. And here she is outside. Let's do a quick little walk around with all the nice new mods that we got done today. This bay turned out beautiful. I really, really like all the red. It all matches very nicely as well. Obviously, you can't beat the ETS top mount. Subaru engine bays are usually pretty difficult to make look nice and clean. This one turned out perfect. And of course, can't forget the new STI cluster.